So first thing first, we have to load the data set. Okay, so let's load our data set. So now our data set is loaded. So now let's insert our first visualization, build our first visualization, which is going to be line chart. Okay, which is going to depict centuries over the time. So now let's click on line chart. So for this, we're gonna have date on x-axis and number on y-axis. Perfect. So yeah, so we don't need to add a legend over here because this is a single print line. And so yeah, so for tooltip we can add this, against score or result. So you can get a idea which match each century came from. you know but this is again you know all up to you whether you want to add it or not. So now let's change the title: centuries over time. So now our first visualization is done. So now let's come to our second visualization, which is going to be bar chart, which is going to show centuries by opponent. We'll change the design of all these visualizations later on. So for this we need to add against in the y-axis, and in the x axis we're going to have number. Okay, so against Australia, 296, 276, 227. So this particular gonna show centuries. So against Australia, 12, against Pakistan, 9, England, 8, South Africa, 7, New Zealand, 3, Bangladesh, 2. So now so we are done with the visualization. Now let's change the title. Let's name it Centuries by Opponent. I'll do the visualization part later on. Okay. So this particular visualization, tells us like against which team Brian Lara scored the most centuries against. So you can see against Australia he scored the maximum centuries as per his data set. And so now let's come to the third visualization, which is going to be donut chart. And through this visualization we're gonna see the match result. Okay. And so for this we're gonna have, in values we're going to put number. Okay, number here represents the centuries. Okay, so and So you can see over here, okay, it's gonna give you a split view between win, losses, and draws when Brian Lara made a century. So you can see the result is one. The team won when Brian Lara scored century, which is around count of 24 times. And loss is 17 times when he scored a century, and 12 times it was drawn. So let's change the title. Match result. Okay, now let's come to our fourth visualization, which is going to be bar chart. Not this one. So we're gonna judge whether Lara scored more centuries at home, away, or at neutral venues. So for this, we're gonna have ground at the y-axis, and we're gonna have number at the x-axis, and we're gonna leave the legend blank. And in tooltips, we're gonna have against, score, and of course date. So you can see so you can see over here that 23 times he scored a century away in a foreign country, and 23 times similar times at home, and 7 times neutral. The ground was neutral. Okay, so let's change the title. Okay, so now let's build our API cards. Okay, so our very first KPI card is going to be total centuries. So we're going to depict total centuries through it. So so you can see over here. So that's around 53, as I told you during the start of the project. So we're gonna judge 53 centuries of Brian Lara through this particular project. So now changing the title. Let's do it later on. Okay. So this is total centuries. Let's keep it at the center. Okay. Now let's add another card. So for this particular card, we're gonna have like wins, but with a century. Okay. So like how many century innings came in matches won by the team, you know. So for this, we're gonna add So I have over here put numbers in the values. Just a second. Let's move this. So 53 centuries we are analyzing, and 24 times the team won whenever Brian Lara scored a century. 17 times lost, 12 drawn. Okay. So yeah, we have put a filter over here. So now coming to our third card, which is going to be losses, but with century. Like out of those 53 centuries, when the team lost actually. So for fields, we're gonna have number again, and result is lost. So we got two cards over here, one showing the highest score, the other total centuries. Keeping it center. Okay, so now let's change the visual appeal of this dashboard, and before that, let's add a slicer. Clicking on slicer button. Okay, so now we got a slicer over here. Let's change the title. Let's switch off the slicer header and change the title. Filter by opponent. Keeping in center. Okay, let's test it. Perfect. And okay, let's change the design of these cards. Switching on the visual border and shadow. Let's see if it aligns with the card. All card has to be of same sizes. Okay. Now let's change the aesthetic appeal of this particular dashboard. So I've already selected a few, images and PNGs. I'm gonna, upload that over here. So I uploaded it. Let's change the transparency a bit. Okay. So now let's upload my PNGs, which I've selected. So as you can see over here, I've uploaded a few PNGs, which I've already downloaded. So I've uploaded it over here to give more aesthetic appeal to this dashboard. So let's change the visual appeal of our visualization cards as well. Okay, so that it aligns with the rest of the dashboard. So as you can see over here, I've styled the cards over here. So similarly, we're gonna style the visualizations as well. Let's go to effects. Let's change the color. Let's change color to white. Let's change the shadow to white as well. Okay, making it white, making it Arial black, making it white, making it Arial black. Let's switch it off. Okay, keeping it clean, making it white, making it Arial black. Okay, similarly, okay, let's change the, so now let's change the color of the bars as well, making it white. Sounds cool. Okay, we have border. No, let's leave it. So similarly, we're gonna do it over here. Going to effect, making it white. Shadow is white. Okay, okay. Now going to visual, keeping it white. Perfect. Switching off title. Let's keep things clean. Switching off title, making it white. Now change the color of bars to white. Perfect. So it looks kind of similar. Okay. Now let's change. Okay. Now let's change the color of title. Okay. Arial black. Perfect. So let's underline it. Okay. Now let's change centuries over time. Similarly over here. But first change the background color. No. And effects. Okay. Visual border white. Shadow white. Perfect. Now going to visual. Going to y axis. Switching off title. Switching off title. Making the color white. Lines. Data label. Okay. Changing the color to white. Okay. Now going to title. Making it white. Keeping it in center. Okay. Is it okay? Yeah. It looks okay, I guess. Yes. Now let's change the final visualization card. Going to effects. So now I guess our visualization is completed. This is the final result. Okay. So now you can see our entire visualization is completed. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.